So this is my Commonplace notebook. I used to use composition notebooks, but now I get the dot ones, like are intended for bullet journaling. I just take a ruler and make a table of contents in the front. It's got topical listings, there we go, topical listings of different things that I've been interested in and noticing things about as I read. Got Leonardo da Vinci on the first page. And then I collect things. This is a second volume. I have another volume which has a YouTube video as well. I just put where I was the last time that I was collecting quotes about Western civilization. So in my volume 1, page 191, and then all the pages are numbered. When I fill up a page, I'll just turn in the back of the book to the first blank page back here, and I'll write Western Civilization 4 up at the top of the page and carry on and say that it came from this page instead of that page. So then if I need to, even if I split a quote across two spreads, it ends up being fine. I've got various different things. This Trees and Stories collection started with Fantasties. That was my first book with the Literary Life podcast. This is my running book list, which badly needs to be updated. I have a list of podcast episodes that I have listened to. And then back here, I have this year's podcast. Oh, this is not going to stay open for me. This year's podcast reading challenge, stuff that's in pencil, which is most of it is, at this point still, is things I'll probably read. And then I write it in pen when it's actually read. And that is that. Each time that I add something to the book, I come back here, and in the back of the book, I have an index. And this is an idea that I got from John Locke. He wrote a book about commonplacing. And my first Commonplace book, I was like, alphabetizing the index is a lot of work. I don't think I want to do that. And then I got to the end of the book where it was mostly filled up, and I was like, finding out whether or not I have had this person in my notebook before isn't very much fun anymore. I've got 4 or 5, I think there might have been almost 6 pages of different authors, because there's 200 pages in a composition notebook. So I went through and counted up how many last names had been in each letter and added them up. When I do this in my scripture journal, it ends up being a lot the same. This is a big notes from a big conference that our church has twice a year. And this is a study I'm doing where I am looking at how Christ interacted with people. He had lots of difficult people in his life. And I have difficult people and want to know how he handled it. But here, so I have color coded this one. This is actual quotes from the New Testament. These are my thoughts. And then this purple one is where I'm doing the commonplacing thing. And just different things. This one has a lot more in common with the art journal type of scripture journal. The first volume of scripture journal was more like that. And then this one has moved towards more of a commonplace type, but it's still definitely a hybrid. And that is how I keep my notebooks. Oh, and in this one, I also have the table of contents in the front and the index in the back. This one's the older style of index where I just put names in, and it's not bad when you have one page, but now that I have several pages, it's just not that much fun. So I will be doing more alphabetizing type index on my next volume.